So the design of the Amazon Fire TV Stick isn't that interesting at all, but that isn't really going to matter because this thing's going to be behind your TV pretty much all of the time, so you're not going to be seeing it anyway. But to say what's on the actual design, on the top of the device there's the Amazon branding, and on the right of the device there's a micro USB port, which is basically used for powering it with the supplied cable. And on the front there's a HDMI connector to connect it directly into your TV. You don't have to power it by the mains, but the Fire TV Stick does tell you to do so, and I think that this may be because of if you want to do intensive things on the device, and just so that when you power on your TV, the device is going to be all up and ready and stuff like that. Moving on to the controller, this is probably how you're going to be controlling everything on the device, unless you go into the app, which I'm going to talk about a bit later. So the Fire TV remote is very simplistic. At the top of the remote, you're going to see a directional pad with a select button in the middle, and underneath that you're going to be getting the home button, the menu button and the back button. And underneath that again, you're going to be getting the rewind button, the pause and play button, and the fast forward button. And underneath all of that, there's the Amazon branding. So there's not really much on this remote, but you're basically going to be getting everything that you need from it, and everything that you need to navigate the interface. Except if you want to do voice search, which is going to be available through a separate remote that you're going to be able to buy directly from Amazon, or through the Amazon Fire TV Stick app, which is actually available on iOS and Android devices. And this app's really good. It basically lets you navigate the device through a kind of trackpad like thing on the phone, but it also has voice search built into it, and it has all of the same buttons that the remote has too. If there's something that you want to search, or there's something that you want to just type in general, you're going to have to navigate the keyboard with the directional pad, because unfortunately the voice search doesn't link to this search or whatever you want to type in. Basically it's just going to search the entire device, although the phone app does have a keyboard on there, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. As for navigating this interface, most of the time you're just going to be using the directional pad, moving between the big objects that you're going to be seeing on the screen basically, and you're going to be selecting what content you want to see or what apps you want to open. And it's pretty much as simple as that in most of the apps that I've seen, although of course with apps it does depend on what the developer wants to do with his own interface really, so it can change on an app basis. But other than that, there isn't really much else to navigation. The pause, play, rewind and fast forward buttons work in most apps as you'd expect. But there's actually an extra feature in Prime Video that I want to talk about, which is X-Ray. And basically what this is if you press the up button while you're watching a video, it basically shows all the actors from that scene, and it lets you go in and see more information about them. Basically just telling you a lot about the scene that you're currently seeing. So that's a really nice feature that I think Amazon has on their tablets too, and that's also available on the Fire TV Stick, but it does kind of take over the screen, so you want to be wary when doing that when there's other people around. But going back to third-party apps for a second, all of these apps are actually downloaded directly on the device or through the Amazon website. On the Amazon website you can actually set for apps to be downloaded to your Fire TV Stick, even if you're not basically at the Fire TV Stick. So this is another good reason why you want it to be plugged into the main so it can do this. But there's actually a large amount of apps that are available for the Amazon Fire TV Stick, and there's notable ones such as Netflix, Spotify, all of the catch-up TV services from your region, and there's a whole load of games too. But these games aren't going to be any big sort of blockbuster games. They're just going to be mobile style games, so stuff like Crossy Road's going to be on there, and like crossword puzzles and stuff like that. Nothing big really, but stuff that you can like play with a family and take turns in and stuff like that. But don't expect anything big here, and don't expect that you're going to be able to sink a lot of time into them, because it's just like mobile style games. There is actually a dedicated controller for if you want to get that for these types of games, but it's not really something I'd recommend really, and I haven't got it myself either. But really, the people that I would recommend this device for are Prime members, and this is because Prime members are going to be getting all of the content that they get with their Prime subscription directly to the device. So they're going to be getting movies, they're going to be getting TV shows, they're going to be getting music, and they're going to be able to see all of that on the Fire TV Stick. And it's all easy to find, easy to navigate. You can search for it if you want, although you're not going to be getting Alexa search outside of the US. So that's basically all you're going to be able to search for pretty much. The things that they're going to be able to watch for free are clearly labelled with the Prime logo. So you're not going to be getting confused between free stuff and paid stuff, which you can actually rent to if you want. This is great for watching stuff like YouTube, stuff like Netflix, stuff like Spotify on the big screen, without having to do stuff like link up a laptop to it, or if you just don't want to use a Chromecast, Overall though, I think this is a really good overall device for anyone, whether you're a Prime member or not a Prime member. Obviously Prime members are going to be getting a whole lot more content, but non-Prime members can still get Netflix, they can still get YouTube, they can still get Spotify. So really, if you haven't got anything at all at the moment, I would definitely recommend this device.